Altcoin season, is it back? It's got a lot of great stuff happening this morning and today that is making us feel very bullish about the space of crypto as a whole. But some of the ones that really got some fire going today, Caspa, Solana, XRP, and of course, we're days away now from the Trump inauguration. Are we about to see Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto space, namely altcoins, go parabolic in the very near future? Yesterday, we told you there was a good chance the bottom was in. Today, it's looking more and more likely, but we're going to navigate all the details you need to know about. We're going to take a look at the charts. We're going to take a look at the news, let you know what you need to know when investing in crypto. But first, you got to smash that like button and hit subscribe because we got to roll an intro. And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Investing Bros live show. I'm joined by my two fantastic co-hosts. I got awkward looking T-shirt smile down there. Now he's waving at you. Got Smay over here with the exit sign in case he needs to make a quick leaving of the show. How you boys doing today?
Better than I deserve, Tim. How are you, Smay?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful as always. Oh, and there's Crux.
There's Crux.
There's
there
Crux.
He does exist with the Dallas Cowboys.
Upstaging my intro. I'm kidding. But no, I'm happy to be here, Tim. How are you doing?
Doing good, guys. I'll be honest with you again. The last couple of days, we have met like 4 days straight, nonstop meetings, and I am very excited about all the stuff we're discussing, all the stuff that's going to happen in the year 2025. I'm mentally exhausted, right? This would be a very rough show if the news was like bad and if crypto wasn't doing well, because I'm already kind of mentally drained right now. But at least I'm getting carried right now, I think, by the momentum of the markets. So it's a good day. It's a good day to be involved in crypto. Great day to be doing a live show. You guys want to get into the crypto content now, or you have anything else you guys want to say?
Yeah, I just want to say we have a lot to be excited about in 2025. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I've made a colossal mistake, guys. I don't have any water. I don't have any water. No. It's going to be a non-hydrated show right now.
We have a thirsty Tim. This is unacceptable.
We could do some early news. You can go grab some water.
You know, we're going to make this work. We're going to make this work, guys. I'm going to make it all the way to the end of the show. Let's go look at the bubbles over here. And guess what? We told you yesterday, if you watched the show, it's a sea of red. We told you do not be surprised if tomorrow we get a sea of green. That's exactly what we have. AI16Z is the leader, almost up 30%. SPX is doing pretty well. But this is the big story of the day. There's a very big reason as to why. If you are a Caspa fan, you guys are just so excited. We told you this was coming eventually. Now, effectively, I'm not going to tell you what's happening yet. We're going to save that for the news portion. So you're saying, what the heck is he talking about with Caspa? Watch the show. We're going to discuss the news. But some very good news coming from Caspa, a coin that has been dragging and boring for a very long time. But we here at the Investing Bros told you do not give up just yet, because there are big catalysts that are still ahead of us that could cause this coin to come back to life. Well, we're seeing the early ripple effects of the rumor mill going, and it is making Caspa one of the biggest gainers of the day. But as a whole, you really had to work pretty hard to own anything in the top 100 and not get some profitability here today. Tony Roses says red again tomorrow, maybe. We'll have to take a look at some charts to see about that. But for today, it's absolutely bullish. We go over and we take a look at Bitcoin. Let's turn off Lux Algo for a second. You know we love our Lux Algo. We love the greatest trading indicator in the world. One of the reasons why we were able to call yesterday's bottom. But for right now, what I want to kind of focus on, when we did the show yesterday, we talked about the potential of a much larger move. Well, as we were wrapping up the show, we were in this 4-hour candle right here, this nice big white candle right there. But we told you guys a lot of the signs pointed towards much higher prices coming. Sure enough, that's exactly what's happening. Currently, our Investing Bros VIP trading group is in a Bitcoin long. We're updating them every single day on where stop losses are, where take profits are. If you're late to it, where do you enter? So if you guys want to be a part of our trading group, make sure you go join that. We also have a bunch of other professional traders that are just crushing it over there with coins, not just Bitcoin, but the rest of the space as well. You're missing out if you're not a part of it. But we are kind of monitoring this right now as we're going higher. I told you yesterday that what we're looking at with Bitcoin, as much as I loved all of these signals from Luxalgo, from the volume, the formation we're in, technically speaking, we still have a little bit higher to go before you can feel like very, very confident that the bottom is in and that we're going to go to new highs. I love what we're seeing so far. I love what this wick looks like down here. I love that we quickly broke 90,000 for 5 minutes and then shot right back up. But technically speaking, we're still monitoring this descending red line of resistance until we break this with exceeding volume. There still technically is a chance that Bitcoin does something like this, either stops right here and comes down, which I think is very unlikely. We could always come up to the top, maybe start making our way back down again. So these moves are possible, but when we get a break above this red line, when the volume starts to increase down here, we want to see some high volume down in here, that is going to be our nail in the coffin. The bulls are back in control. We're heading to brand new highs very, very soon. And guess what? There are so many freaking reasons that's going to happen soon. We're going to cover a lot of them today. What you do to know right off the surface, Trump rally, it's going to be a thing. We're going to be very bullish. I think volatility is going to come around the Trump rally. So don't think nothing but white candles or green candles, however your chart looks. But volatile upward momentum is the name of the game here. So you want to be prepared for that right now. One thing I want to kind of point out to you guys, some very bullish signs here. Going back to my screen, we talked very heavily yesterday. If you didn't watch yesterday's live show, I encourage you guys to watch every single day. We're going to keep building on things. But if you missed it, we talked really heavily about how lower time frames, very much so after these bottom positions, had printed buy signals, right? We're going to have to come back and look at these lower time frames because some of them are starting to not necessarily look as bullish. We'll address that here in a little bit. But yesterday, we were on the precipice, right, the brink of saying we were very close to a buy signal on the 4-hour chart. Well, that did confirm. Again, we had the reversals, the bullish divergence. We had the bullish momentum and the money flow. When we did the show yesterday, we had to wait for the next 4-hour candle to close, and then it would be a confirmed buy signal. Well, of course, that ended up happening. This was a very strong confirmed buy signal. You are seeing a little bit of slowed down momentum, but I wouldn't be freaking out. Just because you have a red reversal in place doesn't mean we have to reverse right there. Again, I'm going to go back and look at the 1-hour chart here in a couple of minutes. So stick with me if you're saying, hey, Tim, is there a pullback coming that I could buy at a higher low? We're going to talk about that in a second. But what I'm excited about is this is the 4-hour chart, right? This gives us kind of the minimal expectation that we were going to make our way. Oh, guess what? We hit the resistance. So we were going to make our way up here towards 97,000. Sure enough, that's exactly what has happened. We could go as high as 98 before a strong reversal. But what makes this even more bullish is as we start to move our ways up the longer time frames. Let's go to the 8-hour chart, where a buy signal looks like it's very close. Excuse me, that actually changed on me. Well, the 8-hour chart, a second ago, that money flow had turned positive. It's kind of, as we're looking at potentially reverting to the downside, that's something to keep an eye on. What's crazy, though, is the daily chart. The daily chart's actually extremely close. After green reversal, we have bullish momentum. You can zoom in and see the money flow is kind of decide. Do we want to continue the downside? Do we want to move to the upside? But what you need to know about this is we are very, very close to these longer time frames giving us buy signals. And all of a sudden, when that happens, the resistance comes all the way up here back above 100,000. But as I said, when I was checking these charts out a little bit before the show, that money flow looked a lot better on the daily and the 8-hour chart, which leads me to my next point is that a pullback more than likely is going to be coming. If I come here and look at the 1-hour chart, we are seeing some pretty overextended markers right here on our oscillators. As I said before, yesterday, we had this great buy signal, the green reversal, the bullish momentum, the positive money flow. That was your signal, hey, bullish momentum coming. But this morning, we did get this red reversal, bearish momentum. And then even though we've had a little bit of a resurrection of volume, this is still a downward facing volume pressure right here. It is something that I'm keeping an eye on that you should be saying, hey, very distinct chance right now that we're going to be making a move back down towards $95,000 to $94,000. The 1-hour smart trail, it's still rising, so this could get a little higher here, but it's starting to flatten out. And this is just a part of how rallies happen. If you think that this whole move was going to be nothing but upward trajectory, that's just not how it happens. You have to have some healthy corrections in the markets to continue to the upside. It's called a higher high and a higher low. So this is good news for everybody out there who said maybe I was watching the Investing Bros show yesterday. Maybe I heard Tim saying that things were getting bullish, but I didn't act on it. Well, If you want to act on it now, we're looking for a pullback more than likely around the 95, maybe even pushing down towards $94,000 level. I think that you guys will be able to reaccumulate some Bitcoin in that space. And the good news here is even though momentum is slowing down, we're not seeing negativity coming in here on, say, the 4-hour chart, on the 8-hour chart, on the daily chart. These things are all charts where on the precipice about to get a buy signal. That to me means these longer time frames, they're waiting on the bullish momentum to pile in. The shorter time frames are saying, hey guys, we're exhausted. The 1-hour chart is saying, guys, we've been working our butt off here for the last 24 hours. Can we take a rest? Can we cool off a little bit? Pull back down, let the bears think they're back in control. All of a sudden, then people buy that dip, and then we continue to the upside. That's what we're seeing right now on Bitcoin. And we're about to get into altcoin talk here in just a couple of minutes. So if you guys came in here and you're saying, Tim, thank you for the Bitcoin TA, but I want to talk altcoins because I'm hearing some things in the news. We are getting there in a second. But let's talk news for a little bit. Let's get into the news segments. Then we'll talk altcoins. There's a lot of reasons fundamentally and news-wise you guys need to be bullish. If you came in this show right now and you are still hesitant, you're still bearish, this segment's for you. T-Shroom, why don't you come on up here? What's going on in the news that people need to know about?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we get into it, we want to talk about our sponsor that's making this episode happen. That is Caleb and Brown. If you want an expert crypto trading support, look no further than Caleb and Brown. Their link is down here in the description. Looks like this. They are a white glove brokerage service. Really, really cool. 24-hour service. Other crypto services have annoying chatbots, hidden spreads and fees, no personalized support. Caleb and Brown has none of that. They've got 24 hours personalized one-on-one human support and so much more. One flat fee for trades, no hidden costs, exclusive crypto education, free of charge. You can open a free account today. Again, link in the description. You support the channel and you help us to move everything forward. We really, really appreciate it. Now let's get into the bullish news here. President-elect Trump expected to issue executive order related to crypto policy on his first day in office. This is really, really big. Let's go ahead and just stop here, park the car, and talk about it, because yesterday I said there's a chance that we won't hear about crypto policy in the first 2 or 3 days. After all, there's a lot of priorities on the mind of the incoming U.S. president, Donald Trump. But here we go. We are hearing rumors that there will actually be some policy for crypto that is announced on the first day. Now, will that be full comprehensive crypto legislation that's introduced? Will it be Bitcoin being added to the reserve? There's a lot of different things that this could mean. It's going to mean something on day one, and that means that the market is going to more than likely go ahead and price in something that it is not yet pricing in, meaning price go up and to the right. When is this taking place? January 20th. That is Monday of next week. It's really, really exciting. Tim, did you think that we would get crypto policies announced on his first day in office?
I honestly didn't know. I had no idea if it was going to be first day or not. I was kind of in the same boat as you. I wouldn't have been upset. Lots of people in the crypto space would have been upset if they didn't hear it day one or day two. You and I were in that boat. I was going to say, listen, there's a million things that he needs to tackle when he takes presidency. I understand if crypto is not the first thing on his mind. But the fact that it is going to be a day one initiative should speak volumes to everybody listening on just how big it's going to be. But I want to make sure I'm preparing people correctly, because if you're expecting nothing but flowers and rainbows and bullish candles on that happening, that's not how these things work. I think it's going to be net higher highs and higher lows, but volatility is going to be the name of the game. This is going to be a massive trading situation where experienced traders and whales and institutions understand that there's going to be a lot of fresh faces, fresh meat that they can manipulate and control and swing the markets to kind of create chaos. That is how these things work. But if you are, newer, if you're older, whatever, no matter what, hodling is going to be the name of the game of this move. If you're not an experienced trader, if you're not going to go in and look at the 1 minute and 5 minute charts and stick by your computer and just watch the momentum shift, your best bet might be hit buy, go get some popcorn, get a nice blanket, cuddle up on the couch, watch the inauguration, watch the investing bros cover it, and just enjoy the chaos before the dust settles and you make a lot of money.
Yeah, and I do actually think that we will see some heavy green candles to the upside
Oh, absolutely.
on
Absolutely.
Monday. And a lot of folks, a lot of experienced investors may think, oh, this is going to be a sell the news event. There's a possibility it's a sell the news event, but T-Shrimp, my prediction is that it's not sell the news. Why? Well, because institutions like to wait on the actual event. And that's just their buying behavior does differ from bull runs past, where retail tends to get a little bit euphoric, and that can not always go as planned, and so you get a sell the news event. But I think
Mhm.
this time the behavior of the buyers that are coming in, they're an actual wait and see type of buyer. So moving along here, we're not getting away from Donald Trump. We've got another headline: President-elect Trump expected to repeal crypto accounting policy requiring banks holding digital assets to count them as liabilities, says the Washington Post. Now, don't think that you need to understand complex corporate accounting to get this. This is simple, right? This is simple. This is going to make it more favorable for corporations in the United States to own cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and others. So this is big, and it's from the Washington Post,
Uh-huh.
meaning that a lot of people are reading this. A lot of people in Washington are reading this, and that is going to definitely send ripples on through, no pun intended, that's going to send ripples through the investing world as corporations see a clearer path towards holding digital assets. It doesn't stop there, though, Tim. There's one more bullish headline. Meta's board has been advised to invest part of its $72 billion in Bitcoin. This from the Bitcoin conference. This is a really big bullish one because Zuckerberg is in the news right now quite a bit. He's been making some changes to Meta's policy. We won't get into that here, but they do look encouraging for a lot of different reasons, and this is one of them. This is a big change that could be coming. Now, it's far from confirmed, very far from confirmed. We're not going to see Meta adopt an aggressive Bitcoin buying strategy like MicroStrategy's anytime soon, but this is a move in the right direction that
Mhm.
some close advisors to Meta's board are bullish on Bitcoin and looking at that $72 billion of USD in the treasury there for Meta and saying, hey, some of that could be going toward a asset that has an actual fixed supply rather than United States dollars. So that's pretty bullish as well. That's going to be our bullish Bitcoin news. And guess what today? There's no FUD. So that's a big relief. No FUD to
Well,
dispel.
and there's no FUD, but there's a wrinkle we need to make sure people are prepared for. And part of this, we're gonna let you guys know now. I will be on X. I will be in our Discord. We will not be having a live show tomorrow afternoon to cover this in depth. We'll cover it more on Thursday. We'll kind of talk about what happens. Make sure you're prepared, though. Tomorrow, January 15th, if you go to my screen here, Smay, some pretty important numbers about the economy will be coming out. These are the last numbers before Trump is president and he brings in his whole regime. We will have core inflation. We'll have inflation. We'll have CPI. And what you need to know right now is core inflation's actually expected month over month to slightly dip from last month, go down to 0.2% rather than 0.3. The year over year is supposed to stay at 3.3, but everyone loves to track the inflation numbers themselves, right? The year inflation, this is going to be the juicy number you're going to see all over Twitter tomorrow morning, and I'll tweet about it as well. I'll make sure in Discord especially, so I just need to go join our Discord today. I will make sure to give you guys my thoughts over there, but last month, it came in 2.7. The expectations, right? The expectations are we're going to be rising back at the 2.9. So this is actually a beautiful thing. You don't wait until the day the news comes out to trade this stuff. People, if the expectation is 2.9, have already been acting thinking, all right, our numbers should be there, which means if it comes out to 2.9, that's not bearish. It would have to be higher, like back up at 3% to start saying, okay, this is a wrinkle we didn't see coming. But if it comes in 2.8 or 2.7, or God forbid, somehow this weird news cycle and how they manipulate data, I don't know how. If it comes in below 2.7, this is massively bullish. But it is a wrinkle, right? I can't say FUD. I can't say FOMO. I can't say bullish. I can't say bearish. We've got to wait for the details to come out. But that's how you're going to read it. High numbers, bad. Low numbers, good. Equal to expectation, neutral. Nothing's really happening. So make sure you're paying attention to that tomorrow morning. And again, Make sure you're following all of us on X here at the Investing Bros. Make sure you're in our Discord to be aware of that. But there will be no show tomorrow. That being said, it's time to transition. If you guys are excited, smash the like button because it's time to transition into altcoin season conversation. A lot of you guys clicked on this video saying, Tim, what can we expect to happen next? Well, this one, instead of running to the charts, let's start off with the news and then go take a look what's happening on the charts so that you can understand better how to invest in altcoins before they take off like a bottle rocket. T-Shroom, I'm going to let you take this. There's so many stories we have here. We had a lot to cover here today. You take this. I'm going to let you kind of go wherever you want with it. What do you have up first?
Sure. Yeah. So this one, we'll just get right to the KASPA because this is the good one. This one's really exciting. KASPA's up double-digit percentage today. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. This is a rumor. This is a rumor, I will say, but this is kind of the details here. Never seen Binance dropping so many hints before listing any coin. That's why KASPA is so special. KASPA is the only trilemma solver in the crypto space, and Binance knows it. That's the opinion here of this Twitter user, Nahi Batri. But this is some interesting graphics that were presented to Twitter, to X. One says, what is the blockchain trilemma? Kind of alluding to KASPA, which has, in a lot of investors and crypto enthusiasts' eyes, solved the trilemma the best, or at least has the biggest fighting chance of doing that. Now, of course, if you're a Bitcoin maxi watching this, you're going to be rolling your eyes. That's fine. Stick with us. Let's keep moving here. Because ultimately what this is, it's a listing, right? It's a hinting at a listing. And listing means that this coin, KASPA, that's not yet available to be purchased on Binance, could be purchased on Binance very, very soon because a listing could be happening very, very soon. That's what these images are hinting to. These are images that have been posted by Binance. And then unpopular opinion, this is another image. Block time is greater than clock time. Of course, if you know the KASPA lore, you'll get this one as well. And then finally, this one here, it's still early. So so that's a little bit less specific, but potentially a bit of financial nudging there from Binance. So overall, very, very exciting there, and it is sending KASPA's price higher. Tim, what are your thoughts on this? And let's take a look at the charts.
Okay, so let's just start off with the very simplistic stuff here. This is another example of you cannot invest or divest. Is that the correct term? I don't know. You can't invest or sell based off of where something is over a small amount of time. And you can't respond simply based off of your emotions, right? If we were to invest or sell every time our emotions said to do so, I guarantee you would be buying every single top and you would be selling every single bottom. That's how these things work. I caution people all the time. Do some research. Think outside the box. Don't just look at the sentiment in the here and now on a project and make a long-term prediction on what is possible. We learned that lesson very valuably with Solana way back towards the bottom of the bear market. We learned that lesson more recently with XRP, and now we're learning that lesson all over again with KASPA if you're not prepared. The good news is that while Solana went exponentially before people warmed back up to it, XRP is up, rivaling back towards former all-time highs before people are getting back in on it. KASPA still has a long way to go before I would say it's back in the impressive booth, but this is something we told you guys. Wait for listings. The biggest issue with KASPA, the biggest suppressing of price, is that it wasn't listed on the two largest exchanges out there, Binance and Coinbase. And while we're not hearing any rumblings about Coinbase yet, once Binance lists it, I think there's going to start becoming some momentum that all of a sudden it'll be listed on Coinbase as well. But let's take a look at what the charts are saying. That's a little bit of a little tidbit for you guys. Don't just look at sentiment and look at a short amount of time and say, I'm going to determine the rest of the coin's future. KASPA, by the way, was the hottest coin way back here in 2023. Maybe not but one of, right? Everyone was excited about KASPA. The price was doing crazy things. In fact, from November 2022 into the early stages of November 2023, we saw an 11,600% rally here in KASPA. What happened is that this coin got overextended. It started to trade sideways and boring. This is why people have been flooding it so much, but it's still maintaining higher lows in price action, which is a very slow but surely bullish sign that KASPA was not fading into the dark. The sentiment I'll say this and we're going to get into the TA. If you were not looking at a chart, but just listening to what people said about Kaspa, you would have thought that rather than Kaspa trading sideways for over a year and some change, that it actually was doing something like this. And it was back down towards levels we hadn't seen since 2022. That's how sentiment felt about it. Guess what happens when sentiment is negative, but price action is boring? That is a coin that is reloading. That is a coin that's maintaining and waiting for the next bullish catalyst. And right now, even though it's not confirmed, those posts from Binance are very conspicuous, very coincidental, or not non-coincidental. The fact that the Kaspa market is responding is the largest gainer of higher ranked coins here today. This is a sign that good things are about to come to the Kaspa ecosystem. If you had been watching here over the last couple of days, or sorry, we didn't talk about this, but if you had been using Luxalgo, you would have known even without bullish news, it was time to buy. We had some major 4-hour bullish divergences. We had a major buy signal with green reversals, bullish momentum, positive money flow on the 4-hour chart, but it's trickling now into what's crazy is we're rallying really strong right now. We're not even officially at our daily buy signal just yet. We have some clear bullish divergence. We have the green reversals. We have bullish momentum, but the money flow hasn't quite gone bullish just yet. When it does, short-term perspective for Kaspa is a move up here back above 15 cents. Long-term, though, again, this is what happens when big things happen. The bare minimum people should be looking at when you're a trader is a move back up to the red cloud of resistance, low end back around 19 cents, higher ends up here on 24 cents. But if we know anything about altcoins and how altcoins respond during altcoin season, that is when we smash through these red clouds. So to show you a better example of that, I'd have to take a look at, let's say, like Cardano, for example. And let's go back to last altcoin season, way back here in January of 2021. We'll kind of use this area right in here, fall of 2020. You can see we were bouncing between this red wave and green wave, but we didn't just, when altcoin season came into play here, we didn't just come up into the red cloud that was horizontal. We smashed through it. And you would see over the next year or so, let's go 6 months. Over the next 6 months, we would just ride that red wave as Cardano rallied ridiculous amounts. Let's just, in a short time frame, before it keeled off, 1,000% rally here for Cardano. Kaspa might do the exact same thing, right? I think comparing where Kaspa currently is to where Cardano was last bull market is a very fair valuation of what is possible. What would a 1,000% rally for Kaspa look like if it were to repeat Cardano's history from 2021? I got to scroll up here because it's, not even easy. We'd be looking somewhere here, definitely north of $1, somewhere in the realm of $1.22 to doing 1,000% rally similar to what Cardano did. I would make an argument. I think Cardano wasn't even necessarily as good of a position, or sorry, Kaspa is not even as good a position as Cardano was last time. There's a chance this 1,000% rally is actually more like a 1,700% rally. There's a chance Kaspa in the next couple of months might be looking and flirting with $2. Can't guarantee you that. Not saying that's for sure. I'm just saying altcoin season has a way of melting people's faces, making them just absolutely dumbfounded about how fast and aggressive these coins can rally. And again, this is a coin right now. Kaspa, if I go back over here to Coin Market Cap, there, load for me there. Last time we were here, we're looking at Near Protocol. Let's go back to Coin Market Cap. This is a coin that from a fundamental perspective, and Crux on the new channel Alpha Bros is going to crush explaining just how dynamic Kaspa is. This is a coin that by the end of the bull market easily belongs at least in the top 20, if not pushing for close to a top 10 spot. Currently, though, it is trading down here at number 40. What does that mean? It means it's got a long way to the upside. And we told you, do not judge a book by its cover. Don't judge the fact that just because Kaspa's been kind of boring here for a year, don't say that that is the end of what that coin's capable of. Those are the same types of people that would have told you to sell XRP back here when it was at 53 cents. And as we know now, that would have been a massive disaster. These things can take off, and they can take off in a blink of an eye. I think Kaspa is a great candidate, especially with this news, to be the next coin that goes parabolic. You don't want to be the guy who waits and makes the mistake of waiting for the confirmation. You want to read this news. You want to thank your lucky stars that you still have a chance to be a part of an early adoption of Kaspa. I'm not a financial advisor. You guys do whatever you want to do with your money. But as for me and my house, we're buying more Caspa.
Very nice, Tim. Yeah. Yeah, it's I feel good about my Caspa bags. I don't know that I'm going to buy more here, but if you're somebody at home watching, listening, and you've purchased Bitcoin and you've held it for 3 or 4 months and you've gone in and you've bought Solana and you've purchased some Ethereum and you still have more risk tolerance, meaning you have more money that you can afford to lose to invest further out on the risk curve, right? Bitcoin low risk, Ethereum slightly higher risk, Solana, Cardano slightly higher risk than Solana. Caspa's somewhere further along that risk curve, right? If you have a little bit of more risk tolerance, Caspa is a pretty good pickup here because it's still well below its local and all-time highs, and yet a big catalyst is coming up for it. And it's not the only catalyst. There's some big upgrades, and there's also the Coinbase listing, the major trophy of them all when it comes to exchange listings. So, Tim, that was some really, really good analysis there. I liked it. And now,
real quick,
ready,
let's read some chat here. Let's read some chat before we move on from this topic. We got some time here today. By the way, over 1,000 people in chat today, but only 238 likes. Smash that like button if you are loving the show. Cryptoni said, investing bros, we have to explain to everyone the fundamentals here. Listen, Cryptoni, and he said later on, I said, this coin is mind-blowing. I get you. And this is one of the reasons why the announcement I'm about to make, or if you guys haven't heard it, this isn't a new announcement. This is why we are going in the direction that we're going in the year 2025. There is so much we want to cover. Like, what is the identity of the Investing Bros channel? What do we do? We can't do everything. And yet, if you guys have been following us now, we've been the channel for over 2 years. We try our absolute hardest to navigate not just the charts, right? Obviously, a lot of people come and watch the show for technical analysis. That's probably the number one reason why people love to watch Investing Bros. But we also want to tackle the news. We want to tackle the fundamentals. We believe in a very holistic approach to investing, about doing all the research necessary to make sure you're making the wisest investments possible. That becomes very hard and tedious to accomplish all of that for multiple projects every single day on a live show. So one of the biggest things we decided even before this annual planning meeting is that we need a designated place on YouTube where we can focus on the fundamentals. And that is why Crux is going to be launching this week, Thursday, the first video for Alpha Bros. Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Look for it. We're going to be launching that whole channel designated towards breaking down everything you need to know fundamentally about projects. Here on Investing Bros, we'll talk news, we'll talk charts, but we will always reference and push people towards Alpha Bros. If you want to go deeper, if you want to study the fundamentals, we do encourage you to do so. We want to make sure, though, we're keeping our focus on the things that we can control here, sending the fundamentals over to Alpha Bros. Look forward to that for the rest of 2025 and beyond. That's not just a 2025 thing. I'm so excited about the future of what Alpha Bros will look like. But absolutely, Cryptoni, we do have to explain those, and that's why we created a whole new channel to explain those fundamentals in depth. We had a couple other chat here that you thought, any chat you saw was interesting. I saw a couple other ones that I thought was interesting, but I'm moving it a little bit. I'm not seeing it a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. Deverold said, I'm definitely learning. Started with 1 coin only. Now have 7 coins I'm holding. Wow. There you go.
There we go.
Going all out onto the risk curve. Now, let me make one thing clear. Having a lot of coins does not necessarily mean good, right? Mm-hmm. Because there's really only 1 coin, right, that you can be sure of that is extremely, extremely low risk in the cryptocurrency world, and that's Bitcoin, right? We talk about a lot of different coins here on the Investing Bros. We hold a lot of different coins here, but just more coins does not necessarily mean better portfolio. It can, but it just depends which coins it is. So, but thank you definitely for tuning in and sharing there. RDEOLIVORD. Sorry, I do not know how to pronounce that.
We'll go ahead and move on here. A lot of chatting, asking about some other coins. I can't promise we'll do too much Q&A TA today. I will say, again, we'll be back in the flow of things on Thursday. Make sure if you want to see technical analysis on all of your favorite coins, while we're going to do as much as we can on the show, this is a place where our members only, our VIP trading group with lots of Q&As, lots of live trading, lots of different sessions you can be a part of right now. That's where you need to go if you want to stay up to date on all things technical analysis and get fresh technical analysis on your favorite coins. That's the place I can guarantee you it's going to happen a whole lot more. But T-Shroom, we got so many other altcoin things we got to talk about today. Let's keep going on here. What else is happening in the news for altcoin season?
Absolutely. JP Morgan, we heard from their CEO yesterday, spreading FUD. Well, now there's been a report here summarized in this tweet from Cointelegraph. JP Morgan predicts Solana and XRP ETFs could attract 3 to 8 billion in new investment if approved. The Securities and Exchange decision is expected by late January. Pretty incredible. This is a pretty incredible example of speaking out of one side of your mouth and also sending a different message out of the other. It's pretty two-faced, but hey, that's Wall Street, right? At the end of the day, they're just here to make money. But these, make no mistake, these two coins are likely to get a boost because JP Morgan, they do know what they're talking about when it comes to crypto in the affirmative, because when they speak, there has been pumps in the coins that they refer to. When it comes to Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, you pretty much discard what he says. At least that's what I do. Maybe you don't do that, but that's at least what I do. When it comes from JP Morgan and their analysts or a specific department's report, it's honestly usually pretty spot on. So it's just an interesting juxtaposition. This is something we've observed here at the Investing Bros, and we make it available to you. We don't hide it, right? We don't observe these things and then not tell you. We tell you. This is how we see it. XRP, Solana, the ETFs likely to be approved in 2025 by an SEC that does not have Gary Gensler at the helm.
Yeah.
JP Morgan's looking at this and they're saying, wow, this could be very, very explosive to the tune of $3 to $8 billion in new investments if approved. That would send the prices of these coins not astronomically higher, because 3 to 8 billion, especially spread between two major blockchains, that's not an extreme amount of new liquidity, but it definitely is enough to move the needle in the right direction and gain investors' interest.
Yeah, it would be very, very, very big. And I want to go back to Jamie Dimon. We haven't talked about this here in a while because honestly, until yesterday, Jamie Dimon had not been in the news related to crypto in quite some time. But I'm going to imagine we have a lot of new viewers in here, maybe newer to investing as a whole. Maybe you're just learning who Jamie Dimon is. Maybe you knew who he was, but you didn't know a lot about him or his position. We want to make sure you're aware of this. Jamie Dimon is the CEO of JP Morgan, a company that is historically known. It is documented how many times they have been fined for misleading their investors. The amount of times that they say, hey, everybody, go buy this asset, and then they're secretly selling it and the whole market tanks. The amount of times that they tell people, stay away from this, it's a terrible investment, and then secretly it's found out that they're buying and things go up. Again, you can go back and study this yourself. The billions and billions of dollars they have paid to the SEC in fines for misleading the people. I can't guarantee what I'm about to say is true, but it very much seems like it's not just Jamie Dimon. Look at the CEOs before him. I think question number one on the job interview when you're applying for CEO of JP Morgan is, are you willing and able to lie to the people that you are serving every day? And if you cannot say yes, then you do not qualify to be the boss, to be the CEO of that company. So when we hear him say something about Bitcoin, especially when he says negative things, it makes me extremely bullish. But T-Shroom's right. He has a whole department of different people who vocalize other opinions. It seems like the JP Morgan research team has been pretty on their game about evaluating Bitcoin. Jamie Dimon trying to throw people off the case. Let's take a look at these two coins he's talking about, though. We assume these ETFs were coming eventually. I still believe these ETFs, I think best or quickest case, we're talking about summer of 2025. Some people thought maybe quarter two. I think quarter three is going to be an early break for these ETFs, but that's not going to stop these coins from rallying. We did some pretty big analysis on XRP yesterday, so I'm going to be kind of brief here, spend a little more time on Solana. As I told you guys on the Bitcoin technical analysis, don't be surprised if shorter time frames, like the hourly chart, next 24 hours, if there's a small pullback. But as a whole, when I look at these longer time frames, a lot of upside. Short-term upside for XRP, of course, the symmetrical triangle breakout right here of $3.57. That would be good enough for an all-time high. I believe we're weeks away from that. Months, if not maybe, maybe not a full year, but long-term bullish perspective, we are in a bull pennant. We have just broken out of a bull pennant on XRP, and those are going to see targets way up here above $11. That's something to look at maybe later in 2025, but you got a long way to go between now and then with your XRP investments. The market, the oscillators are looking good. This is the daily chart right here. We got this buy signal a couple of days ago, actually back here on January 1st, and nothing has come in to squash the bullish momentum. That's why XRP, unlike a lot of other coins that came down and set new lows for the last couple of months, it just has continued to trickle sideways and now moving to the upside. Very bullish on XRP. This time frame, that's what I'm looking at here as well. I would not be surprised the top of this red band around 356 if there's some selling, like short-term selling, like maybe a day or two, we pause. But on the longer time frames, altcoin season means you break this red band and you go parabolic. That's exactly what I'm expecting. I would tell you, buy it, hold it, enjoy the ride. It's going to be a great one. Let's take a look at Solana, though, because it's been a minute since we did in-depth Solana technical analysis. So let's do some of that right here. Solana has been shaking things out like crazy. In fact, we have been tracking here over the last couple of weeks and, last month and some change since November 22nd, a pretty consistent downward facing resistance and support level. You see the green line, the red line here. But then we had a fake out back here, December 20th, give or take. We dropped below the support, ended up kind of retracing back to former resistance from back in March of 2024. And then we bounced right back up. Then we broke to the upside. And we said, okay, we're going to make a bullish push. And we've come back down here. So this channel is not necessarily the greatest, most reliable channel in the world, but it is something we're still monitoring right now. We're back below that resistance. We came and yesterday with that big drop, fell back down to the support level of that move. What are the charts here saying, though? I'm going to assume, just like everything else, yes, the 4-hour chart did get itself a nice buy signal with the bullish divergence, the green reversals, the bullish momentum, the positive money flow, it all stacking up here. No red reversals even coming in. So Solana looks like it wants to go even higher here. How high does it get before we start to see some negativity here? 8-hour chart. Got the reversals, got the bullish momentum. We're waiting for positive money flow to come in. And it's going to be kind of similar here on the daily chart where actually it's the reversal. We got bullish momentum. We got the bullish money flow, the bullish reversal. Let's watch to see if in the next week or so, next couple of days, can we get some bullish momentum here on the oscillator? And all of a sudden, Solana is going to be on a daily buy signal with a short-term target. Oh, I love this. I love when we're above. We're bouncing off that daily smart chart right there. Now we got to pull in some other things here. I think that this is going to be a little high to say shoot back up to 250. I like where these order blocks are, and especially this one. This is the one that looks like the bulls will get more exhausted. I think a move back up towards 240 is going to be something to keep an eye on. Once we get that target and that buy signal coming in, let's break the resistance. Let's get the volume creeping back to the upside. But I think that those things are going to come. And this news article, whereas people begin to continue as institutional interest begins to continue to suggest that an ETF is possible, you can tell me retail's cooled off all you want. Institutions are still very bullish on this project. When it starts heating up, it's going to get going. Altcoin season goes nuts when it takes off. Look for a big move, short-term 240, but after that, we're just going to explode. Brand new all-time highs, brand new levels coming in for Solana. Love what I am seeing here from these longer time frames. Like I said, though, let's just check here. Let's be certain here on the 1 hour. Are we getting the negativity? We are. We are getting the negativity here. So are you sitting here saying, Tim, I want to buy more Solana? I agree with you on the bullish perspective here. Keep an eye on this 1 hour smart trail. This range at 182 to 181 area. It's right there with our equilibrium. There's some added support right in there. That's going to be a space absolutely keep an eye on. In fact, last thing I want to kind of do here, we got some liquidations right in the area. Be very easy just to calm down, bring the prices back down towards 182, 181, and then spring to the upside. That is where I would be looking to pick up more Solana before the next big move on the coin. That's going to wrap up our Solana technical analysis. Now, T-Shroom, is there any other news we have here today, or is it time to get into a little bit of Q&A? You are muted. You are muted. You are muted. There we go.
Tim, this is now Q&A time. We don't have any more altcoin news, but let us know. Did we miss any altcoin headlines? Put it in the comments. Put it in the chat, and we'll be sure to get to those tomorrow. But yeah, there's now plenty of time to cover all the altcoins that we'd like.
Well,
Someone
real
put
quick,
Caspa in the chat. We already did Caspa.
we did some Caspa. Real quick, if you guys are watching this and you love what's happening here, and you're saying, Tim, I want to trade these markets as well. I want to trade with you. I love what you're doing on YouTube. I'm going to follow your places blindly. Make sure to go check out Blofin right now. Link down below. Share my screen here. There's a $200,000 challenge still for the month of January. We still have time left to register. You could win up to $200,000. But here's what's cooler. Get in there. Go join our group. Every single month, we do a giveaway for all of our Blofin traders. I'll tell you this, though. Join that. Absolutely free. Whatever you trade is just up to you. You don't have to drop any money or spend money to sign up. But I'll tell you, if you want to get better at trading, make sure to join our VIP trading group and start trading with our team. Watch how I'm trading the markets right now. Watch when I'm buying, where I'm selling, where I'm putting my stop loss, how am I managing my risk, where am I putting my take profits. It's not just me. We got amazing traders. I'm going to go on a limb here and say I'm not a bad trader. I think the other guys in our group probably are better traders than I am. So if you guys are excited about learning how to trade, you want to trade with a group, there's no place better than the Bros VIP trading group. Go sign up today. There's links down below. Lots of ways to get in there. But thank you to Blofin. Let's do Q&A. Did you give me a coin? You said, did you give me a coin that you want to do, T-Shirt, or we are still looking for that one?
There's some good ones. PYTH. PYTH. Pakistan.
PYTH, very closely related to a coin we have not talked about today, and I should say its name. Otherwise, people are going to think that I'm selling it. I love Chainlink. Everybody. Chainlink is my favorite real-world asset. In fact, I see polls go out all the time. If you said to me, Tim, what's one coin that if you could only buy one cryptocurrency this bull market, what would you buy? It would be Chainlink. PYTH in the same category. Some people think PYTH is the better investment, and it's a smaller market cap, so maybe that's the truth. I like Link a lot better, but PYTH closely correlated. Maybe we'll get an Alpha Bros video on the relationship between PYTH and Chainlink at some point from Crux. Let's start macro, though. Let's zoom out here because I know I've done technical analysis on PYTH before. It's been a while, so I'm going to kind of zoom out here. I don't like that chart. Let's see if we can find a different chart here. Can I just get USD Kraken maybe? All right, got a little more timeline there, but when did PYTH get created? I feel like it was before 2020. I got to figure this out first. We got to make sure. Let me see if I can find a better chart because I like having more historical information to go with here. Let's go all time. The creation was all right. This chart's pretty good. It got created kind of somewhere here, November of 2023. So it's not a crazy old coin. I'm pretty close there. I got December of 2023. This is going to be good enough here on Kraken. And sure enough, this is the chart that we had done some analysis here. Something we had mentioned when we did this, and I don't know why my resistance line isn't here. This is a very classic ascending channel right here. Let me change this color to green. It was blue before, but this is a very classic ascending channel. I could have told you at the time this would mean we probably should have a pullback after losing support somewhere in the region of, guess what? Kind of where we went to here on 28 cents. That's a good sign, though, that we broke out and we went to the price prediction of the ascending channel. Now, the question is, let's take a look at the signs that potentially that bottom was in. This coin's not performing necessarily as well as some others, but that is a pretty long wick right there. On the daily chart, it's hard to see high volume, so I want to go lower. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. It's not impressive volume like the rest of the place. I'll say this. That's disappointing volume. Like almost everything else we looked at, and I'm not going to switch away because then I'm going to have to come back and find this. A lot of other coins had very high volume matching these bottom candles. This doesn't mean this is not the volume. Again, when you look at the daily chart, that's a pretty nasty wick to the downside that communicates while the day started off bearish, it ended with a bang. And of course, today we're continuing to the upside. But I want to make sure I'm very clear here. PYTH does not have the strong bottom signal that we saw in other indicators. It did hit the breakout of the ascending channel. I love that. But this is not necessarily as strong of a bottom as I would have liked here. But let's take a look at other things here. Let's start on the 4-hour chart. If I don't like what I see on the 4-hour chart, we'll go lower. But there we go. We got the buy signals coming on the 4-hour chart. Very clear. Well, let me say it. Yeah, very clear bullish divergence. In fact, I'm surprised Luxago doesn't have a blue line right there because that's a clear higher low in the oscillator. During the same time period, it's a clear lower low in price action. If you look at that. So got the bullish divergence, but even more so, all the reversals, bullish momentum, positive money flow. This says that we should see movement, kind of where we just got to, right? So the 4-hour chart, the bullishness can keep going. I'm not saying it has to stop, but when we're trading this, I'm telling the traders out there, this is my favorite trading strategy that works more than 90% of the time. When you get that buy signal that I just mentioned for the Luxago oscillator, again, reversals, bullish momentum, positive money flow, your easy target, again, 90% of the time or greater, this ends up hitting, you just trade it back up to the smart trail. And that's exactly what we see happen here. So to decide if we want to continue this momentum to the upside, there's two things I kind of want to take a look at here. First of all, on the 1-hour chart, as we're hitting some 4-hour resistance, we're hitting some take profit levels on the 1-hour chart. What is the oscillator over here saying? It's not bearish yet necessarily. We do have reversals and bearish momentum, but that money flow is not negative just yet. And in fact, with it being so neutral, this is in that camp of could go up, could go down. So I'm not going to really be able to rely on that 1-hour chart to give me much information. If we do head to the downside, I would be looking for somewhere back at 31 cents. To be an area to keep an eye on where that 1-hour smart trail is. But now I want to take a look to the upside. Let's see. If the 4-hour was bullish, how high did we get bullish? And technically speaking here, 8-hour, green reversal, bullish divergence, bullish momentum, positive money flow. That's an 8-hour buy signal, which raises that perspective. It doesn't mean we can't drop to 31 cents first. We're not that far away from it. But now I'm starting to feel better in the next couple of days about a move a lot higher than what the 4-hour is saying. A move at least back up here towards 35 cents. That's the 8-hour chart. What about the 12-hour? What are we doing over here? It's messy. It's weird, but bullish divergence, green reversal, bullish momentum. The money flow is so ugly. It is positive, though, so you got to give yourself not the craziest buy signal here, but it checked the boxes of what officially a buy signal is. Now, all of a sudden, we're talking about potentially 38 cents. I'd like for that to be cleaner on the 12-hour chart, but what about the daily? What about the daily chart where we are not getting a buy signal yet? We had the green reversal. We even have potential positive money flow. So this one, we're just waiting on a green dot to come in on our oscillator right here. I like what I'm seeing here. Again, I'm not going to rule out the 1-hour chart being volatile and saying, you know what, we're not bearish, but we could retrace back down to 31.3 cents. I could see the price coming back down there, setting a higher low. But based off what I'm seeing on the 4-hour chart, we got the bullishness. We are sitting at resistance, but we could go higher. And then I see buying signals on the 8-hour, and then we're close on the 12-hour and daily. All of a sudden, what you're saying here is you need some things to click, right? We're not guaranteeing this just yet because we don't have the official buy signal, but I would give a pretty extremely high likelihood that over the next week and some change, we can make our way back up towards 40 cents and up to this daily smart trail. Once we break through that, all of a sudden, if the bulls really start going, you start to look back up here at the red cloud. We're looking at 55, maybe as high as 65 cents. And then altcoin season takes off. You stretch that border and we go even higher. But I can't do those types of projections. I can't tell you the unknown. I can only tell you the significant levels of buying right now and the significant levels above us that have selling pressure probably correlated with them. But there is our PYTH TA. Again, let me kind of wrap that up. Not my favorite buy signal, not my favorite bottom signal, but we are getting buy signals. We are seeing positivity. And it would make sense, even if it's not giving the strongest signals. PYTH is more of a follower. PYTH is not a leader. It's not going to define how markets are moving. It will probably just follow what the rest of the crypto space does. And that's a good thing if you're a PYTH holder because the rest of the space is looking very bullish. So I got a super chat while we were doing that. Let's go check that out. Roger Termino with this shill. I'm not even going to read it. Roger, thank you for $20. Not going to read it, though. And if people did read that, thank you for the super chat, but do your own research. Do not invest in things just to see super chats on YouTube channels. That is a very bad way to invest. In fact, I mean, we say this all the time. Hopefully you guys love the Investing Bros. I'll let you know, we try to be as honest and transparent and open and with you guys as possible. We don't get everything right, but we're not going to be out here lying to you. That being said, you don't know me and you don't know T-Shroom. Continue to do your own research. Hopefully we help you unlock seeing things. We point you in the right direction of what to look at on the chart. We point you in the right direction of what to look at in the news. We point you in the right direction of what to look at in the fundamentals. But proper investing, long-term investing is I watch YouTubers to understand what to look at. I then go look for myself and I do my own research and then I invest accordingly. That's how you protect your money. But anyone who does love the bros and invest based off of us, I promise you we're doing the greatest and the best we can to stay as open, transparent, and honest with you guys. And if we make a call and it ends up being wrong and you lose money, well, we lost money too because we stick to our guns as well. So, all right, T-Shroom, We got time probably for one more Q&A, and then we have our factoid of the day. What are you liking? What's the last coin of the day here?
All right. Oh, should it be Litecoin? I'm seeing Litecoin.
Litecoin.
We already did Caspa. More people asking for Caspa. XRP. ONDO. Why is ONDO so low?
Let's do ONDO. I saw that comment. Why is ONDO so low?
H-bar
Yeah.
was also mentioned.
Let's do ONDO. Let's do ONDO. We mentioned this the other day. We did ONDO TA last week. Let me turn some Luxago off here. We mentioned this red to falling level of support and that we could come back and touch it again. We went a little bit below, right? So a little bit of fake out here. But here's, I'll tell you, daily chart. It's not a lot on the daily chart, but that's a higher histogram on volume than the others. Let's confirm. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. There we go. I mean, again, other coins had better volume than this, but that's a clear peak in volume on that bottom position. So as we hit some longer term support, I'm gonna rank this like if I was ranking coins. This isn't as good of a bottom signal as what we saw in Bitcoin. This isn't as good of a bottom signal as we saw in some other coins. It's better than PYTH, right? So this is the high volume on a lower low, but on significant support. That's a positive sign. I'm going to assume we had the buy signals come in. Yep, green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow. Now that money flow is curling over to the downside, but you can see a clear trend here of money flow moving to the upside. So that's still bullish right there. Don't read too much into that. We didn't even hit our resistance level. So with that 4-hour curling over, I'm assuming that would imply the 1-hour curled over. It did. After they had their nice buy signal, hit their red reversal. Could ONDO even pull back down back towards 113? It could. I would prefer to look at maybe something like, where's the 15? We're riding the 15-minute one, the 30-minute one. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in here. Let's see if we find some confluence here. 115, 114. What I say here, 113. Let's go. And this is rising. Let's go 114, 115. I think that a pullback to 113, 115, I'm not telling you sell and go in there. I'm saying if you get the opportunity to buy it, if you see the price at 114, 115, there's a lot of support right in there. Let's go look at liquidations here even. Yeah, liquidations kind of showing us a path down here right to around just below 114. So, yeah, you see those levels. I'm probably buying that up. There is momentum that could bring us back down there. We did, again, we saw weakness on the 4-hour chart. Despite the fact that I don't think this rally's over, I don't think we're going to drop back low 109. But we see some weakness that says, hey, guys, a pullback and a higher low, absolutely on the table. But let's see. Again, we got a 4-hour buy signal. Where do we not have a 4-hour buy signal? Because we have an 8-hour buy signal with these green reversals, bullish momentum, positive money flow. That right there says you should be looking up here back at 136. What about the 12-hour? The 12-hour, we're close. I mean, some people would like to say that was a confirmation. This is a hard one. I would like to see this money flow go positive one more time. If I see this money flow go positive one more time, I'm going to confirm a 12-hour buy signal there. Green reversal, bullish divergence, bullish momentum, positive looking money flow. Let's just get that flowing back in the right direction. All of a sudden, 12-hour chart, you're looking up here at 146, 152. What about the daily? I'm going to assume the daily is not hitting it, but you never know. No, okay, the daily chart's not hitting it, but let me tell you why this is very bullish. I love what I'm looking at right here. It's not time yet, right? It hasn't triggered yet, but we have the green reversal. Even though the price is setting lower lows, we're setting higher lows in the oscillator. That's going to be bullish divergence when this pulls over. That money flow is going sideways after being very negative since back here in December. Like, that's a very steep downward money flow. It's grounding over. This bright pink spot, this is called excessive sellers. These are like bubbles, okay? Excessive sellers pink, excessive buyers green. Look at what happened when the excessive buyers left, right? Look at that time right there. Look at what price did. Look at what price did. That marks the top almost perfectly when the excessive buyers left, right? That's like a bubble. I always explain it's like, imagine taking a basketball and putting it underwater. What happens when you release? It shoots up. Well, in this case, those excessive sellers right there, they're still in the space, right? They haven't left yet, but when they leave, and we get the green reversal, the bullish momentum, the positive money flow, and no more excessive sellers, this could pop off. I mean, 170 is just the beginning. We're talking about getting back up to the red cloud at 215, 270. There's an ONDO video coming out. Crux, tell him in chat. Is ONDO first? Is ONDO coming out Thursday? I think an ONDO video is coming out Thursday that clarifies some things that I want to be honest with you guys. We misspoke on ONDO a couple of months ago. We made a price fixing video. I'm going to be redoing the price fixing video because I was misinformed about some of the tokenomics of ONDO. ONDO is a very bullish project. There's a fundamental video coming out Thursday. I'm probably going to do I'm going to redo my price prediction on ONDO next week. So pay attention to that. ONDO's chart looks very primed for a bubble to burst, and the best bubble to burst, a bearish bubble, looks like it's about to burst, and we can make a massive move to the upside on ONDO. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that technical analysis. If you guys have enjoyed the show, make sure to smash that like button. Still 900 people in here, but only 379 likes. It's time to bring up Smay for the factoid of the day. Smay, are you there?
Yeah, hi, I'm here.
Smay, you don't seem like your normal happy self. What's going on?
Tim, I'm just disappointed. That's all.
Why are you disappointed?
Well, we offer such a wonderful free resource that is our Discord channel for all people of all types of people and of all shapes and sizes and creeds and professions. And unfortunately, Tim, it seems that people tend to not want to do it or join it.
That's rough. That is rough. And you said it was free?
It is free, yeah. So I'm just really not feeling like doing the factoid today.
Well, if people agree to go join the free Discord, will you do the factoid?
You know what? Yeah.
Okay. Well, in chat, everybody say Discord for Smay. Go join the free Discord. Link down below. If you love the chat here on the live shows, the chat never stops over there. And again, it's free. It's absolutely free. Go join it right now, and Smay will feel a lot better about himself.
Well,
Smay, let's do that factoid.
With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the factoid of the day, brought to you by Decrypted.tax. Some individuals have found creative uses for the heat generated by Bitcoin mining rigs, including A. Baking artisanal bread in home kitchens, B. Heating fish tanks to grow exotic coral, C. Distilling their own whiskey in backyard setups, or D. Heating entire apartment buildings in colder climates.
Wow, all four of those would be really cool. Is it all the? Is there another option? E, all of the above?
No, Tim. There's only 4 options.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm thinking B sounds like something I've heard of before, but I don't know about the exotic corals.
Yeah, the fish thing seemed interesting because it could have been like one of those cycle things. That's pretty cool. D to me seems like the most on the nose. Like that would be a great use case and a very practical use case for it. But I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. But I'm leaning D. Shroom, can you talk me out of it? Talk me out of D.
I think I'm gonna go with D as well because I think baking artisanal bread in home kitchens. What's the difference between bread and artisanal bread? I'm not sure. So,
I mean, artisanal bread is a thing. I just
what do you talk about? What's the difference?
oh wow, we have some artisanal bread fans here in the stream.
Listen,
so
clearly, this guy just has Wonder bread.
bread.
He has not tasted the artisanal bread.
Oh my gosh, let's go D. I think we're good with D. Smay, we're locking in D.
All right, and without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is
all right.
D, heating the entire apartment building. Congratulations, you guys. You guys are the smartest in the world. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Smay. What a great show. What a great show today. Guys, if you enjoyed it, thank you so much for being here. Smash that like on your way out. Hit subscribe. For closing thought of the day with Tim, I put a tweet out earlier this morning, and I want to kind of, if you guys didn't see it, I want to leave you guys with this nugget as well, because there's a lot of people right now at this part of the bull market that have second-guessed yourself a lot of times. And in fact, some of you might have sold recently. Some of you might have done something in the markets. Maybe it's something to do with, like, not even crypto. Maybe you've made a mistake recently, just in life in general. And I want to encourage you, listen, you can't change the past. And more specifically, every decision you make, good or bad, there's consequences that come with it. And when you make the wrong mistake, whether it's investing, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's a health thing, you cannot avoid the consequences of your mistakes. But if you want to grow, if you're a wise person, wise people make mistakes. They understand that they won't avoid the consequences, but they can learn from them to make sure they don't make that same mistake in the future. In the world of crypto, we've been sitting here telling you guys for days there's manipulation that happens in these markets, but timeline-wise, we were ready for a bottom. Maybe some of you sold, and that was a mistake. And you're looking at your portfolio saying, Tim, I made such a mistake. Why did I sell? I want to get back in. Here's the thing. You can't change that. What you can do is say, you know what? Never again am I going to fall victim to the FUD that circulates the internet when I'm being shown and proven this is simply a manipulated move. Learn from your mistakes. Let them impact your future. Go be great. Go make money. Love you guys. See you Thursday. Same time, same place. But if you want to see us sooner, go check out that free Discord. Adios.